Hello and welcome to another episode of Good Beer Live. I'm Rob from HopZine. We're a little bit starting a bit later than normal, and clearly it's usually quite close to my bedtime. But what am I going to do now? I'm going to drink 3 double IPAs because that's a great idea.
Obviously,
why not? Let's see how this goes. As always, joined by my cohorts in great beer. Especially beer brewed in the UK, not imported, not traded for. I'm just saying. Support your local industry. That's good.
Yeah.
So, how are you doing, Craig?
Oh, good. Just been looking forward to this for a little while. Heard some good stuff about these beverages. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Jake, what's going on?
Yeah, all good. Just been to a Halloween party. But I took off the makeup. I took off the costume.
Well, it's just finished.
Yeah. Well, it was more of like for the kids. But then we just drink anyway.
Yeah.
Bit of a late one.
Exactly. Yeah.
For the kids.
Yeah.
But anyway, so big thanks to Honest Brew for supplying the beers that we're drinking tonight. Hang on later, and we'll kind of give you our discount code if you've never used it before. You should, because it's a really good deal. So keep stay with us, and you'll get that discount code a little bit later on. So first beer that we've got tonight, because I'm thirsty. If I'm being honest, I really want to get into the first one, which is 8.3% ABV. Clearly a great idea. This, I mean, maybe a worse idea than the one what we did with all the high ABV Spanish
one.
Let's see the bigger measures, and we'll drink it all because we like it as well. So it is a can of "Do You Want to Touch Me" from Whiplash in Ireland, a double IPA, as it says. Obviously, a double dry hops, double IPA. Brewed in collaboration with Wylam, which is lovely. I have had this before. What about you two guys? Have you tried this?
I haven't tried this one, but I've heard it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I had a lot of kind of replies on Twitter in response to this.
Oh, boy, George.
Let's get it open.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Looking good.
Cream.
Oh. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
So appearance-wise, we got that's it. Would you say, is that unclear for years, that one?
I'd say that's unclear for years. That's lemon curd.
It's lemon curd, isn't it?
It's amazing, isn't it? Dense looking.
It does. It looks like all those beers that you'd want to trade for.
God, how much Cantillon could you get for that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but point being, I guess the big point being that this is quite a reasonably priced beer. It's probably about £4 odd, I think. Is this? I mean, Whiplash making some great beer, really well priced. I'm actually salivating, so I think we should get us noses in this one.
It's bouncing out of the glass. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. Big aroma.
Oh. Yeah. It's loads of mango, loads of pineapple.
It's a strange one for me. It's like really, if you hold it away from your nose, really sort of sweet fruit, and then as you get in, for me, there's almost like a more sort of herbaceous, like menthol thing. It gets like more intense.
A bit grassy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bit slight garlicky sort of twinge in as well, I'd say.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Not. I wouldn't say onions, but yeah, certainly it's certainly a big pineapple, mango.
Yeah,
predominantly, and then other things working. Yeah, indeed. May the juice be with you.
Oh yeah, it smells ridiculous, doesn't it? I mean, yeah. It's everything that I think we've all come to expect from a kind of New England style.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually drunk like a New England IPA in like ages.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't had.
I'm just trying to think of the last one I would have had. I think it was last Good Beer Live. I think it was.
Wow.
I think it was like that. It was that Verdant one.
Yeah, it could be me as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's rectify that.
Exactly. Let's go for it.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that feel. Jesus. The mouthfeel is amazing.
Come on now.
How smooth is that? Oh, it's so creamy, isn't it?
It is.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I mean, I've had some great stuff from America, but that's as good. That is as good as most of what you get from America.
Terrible memory. It's reminding me a bit of Trillium from when we tried it last year. That soft, that kind of softness.
That roundness to everything. There's balance and cohesiveness. It's not like just one thing.
Yeah, it's rounded. It's edges, like you say, and it's just wow.
But that creaminess is just crazy.
8.3. We're having a laugh.
It's big pineapple, big grapefruit, loads of it's got that kind of intense, kind of innocent mango smoothie kind of thing going on. There's a kitten, fresh basil, maybe that's the kind of like herbaceous thing. What you're on about?
There's almost like a sting on the tongue. Of something like that. It's a kick of bitterness, but it is like a more of a like herbaceous. Not quite. It's not menthol, but there is like a herbaceous quality to it.
Yeah.
So good. It's just like
it's so hard not to just crush that right now.
I know.
that could be gone.
Thinking when I was drinking, I'm like, this is gonna be a short episode. Just like downing them.
Next one.
This is session double IPAs.
Come on. That's good. That's probably one of the best beers I've had this year.
Wow,
amazing.
I like it that much. Well, it might be because that I haven't had like this style of beer. I've probably had like things that claim to be like a New England style IPA. This is just bang on for me.
This is rivaling the Vortex from Northern Monk, Infinity Vortex. It's up there with that for me.
Yeah. Not the my memory of that is maybe a bit more dank. There is a hint of dankness in this, but it's all tropical fruit.
Yeah, but it's not overly kind of sweet. You know, like some of them can be. Oh, that's quite sweet as well with it. But this is.
It's not cloying, is it? It's just sweet enough.
Yeah, that's right. But we don't expect these style beers to be bitter anyway these days. But this is. But it's not too smooth. Not too smooth. It's very smooth. It's not too kind of sweet either. So it kind of brings it down a little bit, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's cracking. Craig, do you have the Untapped details or not?
I will do in a second.
All right, cool. I don't know if you had that all prepared. I was trying to do it myself, then realised I've no idea what my login is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can log in. If I were at work, I mean, I'm logged in at work, but I don't know if I am it.
Just got to wind the old computer up a little bit. Come
Yeah. I mean,
crank it up.
It's just, you know what I mean? It is technology.
While you're doing that, I'll just read through some of the comments what we've had so far. So Thomas McCarthy says, "Hi, all right, Thomas, how you doing, mate?" And then we've got All Hail the Ale, who's a relatively new YouTube channel. You should check him out. Another UK beer tuber. He says, "Evening all." And Thomas says, "Have some homebrew triple IPA 9%." He's 9 triple or he's 9 still double. I mean,
Marky territory.
I mean, this Cloudwater, what's this? That's 9. That's a double. Those foggy lines. And then Mr. Codes says, "Fleshy blood orange," and also crows ?
So there you go.
And then All Hail the Ale says, "When you get to Swimming Giants, prepare for heaven, stunning brew." I've had it once, and I'm really excited to be trying it again. Thomas McCarthy says, "Still looking for all this beer, can't find it." Oh, that's a shame. I mean, I don't know where I can't remember where I got. Well, I got mine from Honest Brew. Getting online. Don't know if they still got it. Probably all sold out by the time we got to this. And then KW1, who is actually Keith from the Record Cafe in Bradford, which is a fantastic bar.
Cool.
All right, Keith, how you doing? Keith Wildman. What an incredible name that is. His actual surname is Wildman.
Excellent.
Like a wild man.
Really?
I won't say he's a wild man, but he's a very nice man.
That's,
He said had this at the weekend at Port Street, Manchester. Really nice. And then Thomas McCaffrey says, please like, share, and comment. I think that's another one for Simon. And then All Hail the Ale says, up there with Vortex. That's praise indeed.
yeah. Boom.
And Mr. Code says, tasting notes.
But we try.
So, yeah, we are going to bust out a really hot supermarket curry halfway through this, just to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah. I'm cooking the steak downstairs really badly.
Oh, that was a work of genius, I've got to admit.
That was a special release in the morning.
No one's seen Simon's steak cooking video, please watch it. He's got this steak that's as big as like a bath mat and a pan that is not big enough to cook it in.
Yeah. It's just like a grey
colour as well.
Yeah.
Bless him. Oh. I'm quite enjoying Simon's ridiculous food videos.
Yeah, well, the ones I've seen. I don't watch them religiously like I used to, but they do make me laugh. The ones I have watched.
I watch them religiously, only on Sunday and in smart casual clothing. Interrupted by songs, traditional songs.
Right, so the page is up for this beer if you want to present.
I can't do that control panel thing for some reason. It don't work, so you'll just have to talk, Craig. So we can
All
see
right.
it.
Okay. So it's had just over 2,000 actual ratings for this beer. It's coming in at 4.24, which is pretty high.
That's for that amount of ratings.
Yeah, that's pretty damn high. It's been out since the 17th. Well, it was added to Untappd 17th of August of 2018. So they've used several sort of things in this. So they've got Maris Otter, oats, carob hills, some Belgian candied sugar to springs. Is that absolute blah blah blah? I can't even read that. I don't the hops in it. Vic Secret, and Citra, and then double dry hop with Citra. And then what's that? BRU1. I don't know. Vic Secret Galaxy as well. So then it's got London Ale, yeast free. That very foggy affair indeed, it says. So I think it goes into tasting notes, which we've pretty much done. Yeah. So yeah, pretty stonking beer, really.
Did we say it was brewed in collaboration with Wylam? Can't remember if we mentioned it.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah. So they're both breweries are banging, really.
That's the first time I've heard. That must be an experimental hop then, is it? BRU1.
I have no idea. I assume so.
Doesn't have a name yet.
I would imagine so. Who knows what they're going to call it eventually. So maybe Brexit 1 or something like that. Boom.
They're all right. They're in Ireland, aren't they?
Exactly. Yeah. We have to get a passport. We have to get a visa if you want to go to the brewery.
Yeah, I think they do. I mean, when they started, these guys, I think they were brewing out of somebody else's facility, but I think they do have their own physical space these days.
I think it still says on the back of this one anyway, brewed at Whiplash for Whiplash at Larkin's Brewery, at Larkin's Brewing Co.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if they're still, if they've got a place now or.
Well, just like Simon, if Whiplash are watching this, me, Craig, and Jake are willing to be flown over to Ireland. It's not expensive to get to Ireland. It's not going to take us long.
Yeah,
we'll come over. We'll brew a beer with you. Why not? I mean, we've been very complimentary about your beer.
Yeah,
it's the entire point of doing these broadcasts to just get.
I believe I said it was one of the best beers I've had this year.
Honestly,
it is,
as well.
And that's being honest. It's just not.
I'm telling you, I just don't get any breaks.
No, that is. I've not had a bad beer from them. I mean, I've only had about 4 or 5 bad beer from them. Both breweries.
Yeah. One of my other standout beers of the year is actually their micro IPA. I can't remember the name of it now, but their sort of Northern Lights, yeah, something like that. That was a stunning beer.
I had a couple of beers at Hop City there, and
yeah, that was one of them. That's where I had it, and then I did a review.
Yeah, always stand out. Just cracking stuff. And again with wine, just don't seem to do bad beer. Solid.
Yeah, no, I had the Phantasm something last night. I think it's the extra pale ale. That was fantastic. I mean, that was me kind of like last beer. Probably shouldn't have had it. Late. Should have got home like at least 40 minutes ago. Still up at my local shop. But it was lovely, and we'd had some stupid beers that night as well. We had barrel aged version of from Fierce of their very big moose of barrel aged version of that before it. And you think like a 5% pale ale is not going to stand up to that, but it did. But yeah, so I think they're doing great stuff. They're doing really good stuff with Whiplash. So,
good beers.
Shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Jake, as the local to you, do you want to do the honours?
Yeah, sure, why not? So this is Swimming Giants Double IPA coming in at 8% from Burnt Mill in Badley in Suffolk, which is about 15-minute drive from my house, which is pretty convenient. This is a collaboration with Finback. What other details we've got on here? Peels, super pale, flaked maize and wheat make up the grist. Well pulled with Citra and Idaho 7. Fermented with London fog yeast and extensively dried hop with Denali, Idaho 7 and Nelson Sauvin.
So it's
experimental.
So it's Idaho 7, which is getting a little bit of traction recently. But I mean, it said London fog. That was London fog free apparently from Craig's listing. So I mean, I wonder if this is the same. So that'd be interesting if it is exactly the same yeast.
Yeah, they use London fog like quite a bit because they do a whole fog series. It's like Citra fog, like Denali fog. Like
I had one of them. I don't know which it was. It was at Family Madness with Craig.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of breweries now doing that, especially certainly in London. They've been doing it for at least 2-3 months, maybe. But yeah, another thing I want to mention about this, the artwork on this can is awesome. It's got slightly kind of raised sort of slight sandpaper feel to it as well. It's really quite almost like a dogfish kind of skin. If that makes sense. Pretty cool.
Yeah, the guy who does their artwork is a brewer as well, like a home brewer.
Really? Wow.
Won a few competitions, yeah.
Wow, must be talented.
Colour, I remember it being a lot hazier than this. I poured it and then I gave it a swirl and then poured a bit more in and it didn't make much difference. I remember this being uber hazy. Maybe the second half of the can might be a big murky monster. I don't know about you guys. What kind of appearance wise are you getting?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it unclear for years. You can see the light through it.
Yeah, there is a slight kind of more clarity than
yes, but I mean it's still like ridiculously hazy, but
still hazy.
Haze for days. It's haze for days. That's on the official kind of criteria. Haze for days.
I mean, if you saw that like 3 or 4 years ago, you'd go, look how hazy that is. But it's actually the hazy.
Happened to my beer?
Yeah, it's so wrong. But,
my memories of it looking like fudge. I mean, it was like fucking turbid. That's my memory of this beer. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, it was packaged 7th and the 9th.
Yeah.
So not too long ago, but I suppose we're in 1st of November, or was it 3rd November now? So
yeah, they're all probably similar age, aren't they? So there's 22nd. Oh, no, that's drink by. I'm going to say 22nd of the 2nd. This is from February. Yeah, that's the best before. So they probably put 6 months on it. I mean, so they're all not. None of them are kind of like fucking uber fresh, and that's fine. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a bit too much kind of impetus put on kind of freshness, and sometimes it can be quite detrimental. I mean, I've had some stuff which has been just green as fuck and been like, no, that's no good, and get it in a couple of weeks, and it's great.
Yeah.
So, anywho, shall we give it a swirl or a sniff?
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Getting a bit more dankness to this one.
Yeah, it's a bit more perfumey.
Yeah, I get kind of what they're called. Oh, fruit salad sweets. I'm definitely getting. Yeah, it's kind of like orange cordial.
Yeah, pastely.
Orange barley, kind of like concentrate.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of now. It's like undiluted Ribena.
Yeah, and
orange Ribena.
Maybe a hint of like
Barley boy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a maybe kind of like, what's it? I'm thinking kind of like dandelion even. There's a certain floral note. I think.
Yeah, there's almost like a
There's a slight dryness, or
I was going to say like almost like a musty, like
Yeah.
a slight musty quality to it.
That was lush though.
Yeah,
Just a different kind of slightly different angle.
yeah, like less juicy, more sort of aromatic, I'd say.
Yeah, maybe a
Than
little
that
bit
first
more. Maybe the malt's different, or what it is, but you know what I mean. There's something. I don't know what that say on the back.
Idaho 7.
I don't know what that Idaho 7 is about. So
No.
maybe it's adding something.
Yeah, and I mean it's got Nelson Sauvin, which gives it like a grapey.
Yeah.
Yes, good call. Definitely getting that kind of grapey note.
But maybe that's what I was thinking when I said like musty, like that's sort of like a
Yeah, kind
Like
of grape,
dry
maybe-
white wine type thing.
Yeah.
maybe even kind of slightly bay leaf like. But there's it's kind of mango, but it's not kind of big juicy mango. It's
Yeah.
kind of it's a slightly
Yeah.
evergreen note as well, but not kind of piney in an old school kind of West Coast way.
More of a kind of maybe a slight honeydew melon.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, nailed it. Yeah, it smells great though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
That
does.
was amazing.
Shall we?
Let's go for
Yep.
it.
Cheers.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, no, it's it. And the fun thing, I mean, people can say,
Wow.
all beer tastes, all this bloody hazy beer tastes the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't,
No.
because they are so dramatically different. I mean, not
They
as
are.
dramatically different as the last one will be in comparison,
No.
but it is so different to the first one.
I'm always getting something a bit like peppery. There's like a sort of like a peppery tingle to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny, it might be a white pepper or something.
Yeah.
But that was just like it's a little bit drier, I would say, than the first beer.
Yeah, oddly, isn't it?
A little
I feel
bit.
it on my teeth.
Slightly dry. It's not brew IPA. It's not brew or nothing like that. Brew IPA kind of thing. But there's a slight. Maybe that's the Nelson. Yeah.
It's kind of like it's putting on.
Yeah. That's the,
No, absolutely, it is really kind of. It's got a real kind of white wine.
If it wasn't for that this brew IPA craze going on, it's reminded me a little bit of that. Without the full blown, I just woke up in the morning after a night out kind of dryness.
Yeah.
You know, where's the rest of the kebab kind of thing in the morning? Sort of thing.
But it's like if like you were comparing the two beers, so the Whiplash one for me is like crazy kid in a candy shop type beer, and the Burnt Mill was like grown up sort of like flavors.
When you say there's something around the edges for me, I mean, a lot of American reviewers will say creamsicle or cake frosting. We'll say icing.
Yeah,
and mini milk.
Yeah,
indeed.
That's the English version, isn't it? But you do get that kind of. It feels like it's around the edges. It's like a soft kind of. It's kind of buttercream in a way for me.
It's going to say Tangelo then, but no, it's not.
I don't know what that means. Is that Joe's made up fruit?
Orange. It's like I think it's Satsumas. Small
Tangelos.
I think.
Well, I had this citrus tea yesterday. It was made with like lots of peel and stuff. It was from this Korean kind of like food style. You got a bit of it for free, and they were in it. They've been obviously infusing it with a load of peel. And in it, there were like loads of little bits. So I'm kind of chomping on them, and I'm getting a bit of that.
Right.
Kind of back to the kind of juice in the. Because like, when do you ever bite into kind of citrus peel?
No,
not often.
It's only when you're like peeling it. It's that initial sort of like when you start to peel an orange. Like I bite into it and then you peel the rest. That's the only frame of reference I have for peel.
Yesterday, I'm joking.
Craig just eats the whole orange.
Yeah,
he doesn't peel it.
Just they're throwing fruit away, you know. But no, this is solid.
But I know what you mean. I completely agree with what you both said. You mean it's a bit more grown up, and it's definitely got that kind of that wine element, and that it takes me, definitely takes me towards a lot of the Brut IPAs I've had, but much better. Actually, I mean, is that trend dying off already? Anyway, we'll get on to that.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
But it does definitely put those kind of like thoughts in my mind, and it's funny. I don't remember it being like that. I remember it being just like kind of juicy, sweet, kind of silliness. I think I remember it being kind of sweeter and kind of more fudgy version of what the first beer was. But yeah, I mean, as Jake said, it's an adult's beer.
Yeah,
not the beer you give your kids to like shut on.
It's for over 18s only.
Yeah,
I've had a few beers from Birmingham. I've never had anything from Finback yet.
I've had a couple of Finback beers.
Yeah, I've just not got round to them.
Yeah, I think they're good. They're not like mind blowing, I think, but I've had some really good, nice stuff from them. They're not on that kind of on par with your Trillium and Treehouse.
No, I wouldn't trade my Canyon for it. Let's put it that way.
But I would trade my Cantillon for this. Yeah, I mean, I'd be so entertained if those people are actually watching. And they won't, because they're too cool. So they're on the night out. They're having ironic pints of Landlord.
Yeah,
some kind of backstreet pub.
Yeah,
because this another thing. It was actually a friend who came up with the term, but it was my kind of like annoyance, which we can get onto as well. It's like just my fucking pet peeves night. All right,
you're the host.
Way out. It's my broadcaster's time. I'm gonna fucking vent my spleen. Anyway, no, it's this term what he came up with, which is post-craft. It's when people are being it's not ironic, but they are purposely being kind of obtuse in their kind of like their beer kind of like appreciation. It's like, oh yeah, I'm beyond all this shit. I mean, I'm back to liking Landlord. There were a photograph of two kind of well-known kind of post-beer folk in Leeds, photograph with two visiting American brewers in said trad pub drinking pints of Landlord, and I'm like, this is the pinnacle of post-craft. But it's kind of it's quite self-congratulatory and just a bit like, oh yeah, I'm better than you wankers, okay? You wankers buying all the Verdant and Cloudwater and Magic Rock. I'm beyond that. I'm just drinking Landlord. And I'm gonna put it on social media just so you know about it. But and the same applies to lager. And Matt Curtis and your Suffolk Best bitter from Harvey's. Yeah,
Pilsners. It's the next big thing, you know.
No, it's not. It's never going to be the year of lager. It's never the year. Lager's great. Don't get me wrong. Lager's great. It's never the year of lager.
I do like Johnny, but you mean?
I think sours have gone further than Pilsners will ever go. In the last couple of 3 years.
Well, I mean, they're always sort of like we keep mentioning Cantillon. Sours have always been there, isn't it? They're the sought after sort of craziness that people want.
Yeah, Berliner Weisses, the whole lot. There's a lot more of those around these days than Pilsners.
Well, I mean, like I picked this up. Obviously, like I live in Suffolk, so I don't know if this is in every Sainsbury's, but Adnams Cucamelon Sour. This is my palate cleanser in between beers, and I got that from Sainsbury's, £1.80.
Cool.
I think you can get Salty Kiss in a couple of more kind of smaller chains up here. I mean, obviously the hop stuff collab with North Brewing, which is in Tesco's, I think.
Right, it's probably
the Thornbridge one as well, isn't there?
That's that Thornbridge Berliner Weiss is bloody gorgeous. It is really good. That raspberry Berliner Weiss.
Yeah,
I brought so many cans of that recently.
I think a lot of these breweries are all kind of regionalised. They're getting a lot of breweries locally to these stores and put them in there. Some of them are going further and some of them aren't. But we seem to be lacking a lot, certainly in this part of Kent. So need to go to Canada.
Yeah.
That's where it's all at. Probably it just stops there.
All the Canterbury stores hog it, and it doesn't get out to you.
But say if I go to Canterbury, then I'm not going to go much further than the bottle shop anyway. So anyway,
what's Untapped saying?
Right. Okay. Let me just bring myself. Don't worry. There we go. Is that working? I don't know. I need to.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Catch it. Yeah. So yeah, 8%. Not as many ratings. 1,300 odd. Again, 4.22. So that's a hell of a lot. It says pills, super pale. You've done all that already, so yeah, I need to go into that again. So yeah, 1,300 ratings then. 4.22. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
What was the last one? Was that like
4.2 as well, wasn't it?
4.24 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll just go back.
I like having these little stats. It's like
It's
throw
kind
to
of
the stat
like,
man.
exactly. Yeah. It's like halftime punditry on Match of the Day, which is actually nowadays is my favourite bit. I love a bit. I've always liked a bit of punditry.
Yeah.
I guess probably just why we do this bullshit. Is that essentially it's the bit between the action, really. It's just
so 4.24 was the first beer, and 4.22 the second beer. So it's pretty.
We're doing well so far.
Pretty impressive stuff.
They've been damn good. I can't wait to finish them. Like I've never been more excited to like finish these double IPAs at past 10 o'clock at night.
No, it's damn good as that. It's really good. I'm gonna go back for the first one just for a bit of comparison. Yeah, that's softer, sweeter. Yeah, bang on. Yeah. Oh, but they kind of meld into each other beautifully. Yeah.
I know we go on about juice fatigue, but I think the fatigue actually comes from people doing the style poorly.
Yeah.
Whereas when you get two beers like that, there is no doubt in the legitimacy of like the style.
The thing is,
it's crazy.
My one worry would be I wouldn't want to drink these all the time because it's not going to be as special, if you know what I mean. It's like you drink anything that a lot of it wears off, and then you're looking for that next kind of buzz. So I wouldn't go kind of
crack.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't want to do too much at once. You want to stagger the amount of crack you do.
Yeah,
and then.
So, but no, I mean, it's like in Canada now they've got these hazy juice bombs now. So it's like obviously it's now legal in Canada, so that they've actually got hoppy IPAs and infused with cannabis. So it's like wow. One of my friends had one the other day, and he's like in a couple of hours he was actually buzzed out.
I see sort of like weed and beer as opposing feelings. Yeah. They give me opposing. I don't know if I'd want them together. I don't know how it'd make me feel.
You don't notice it at the time. It's just after. It's like, apparently.
This is an idea I'm going to pass on to Simon.
That's the next video.
He's doing his food and beer. It's weed and beer. He's just getting different strains and just that would be. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
But it would make him a really long video as well. Long live things and just see how he deteriorates. It's hilarious. I'm going to suggest it to him. I think it's.
Well, you could do a whole series. You could do MDMA and beer, heroin and beer,
drugs and brews. There you go. You heard it. That's what we're just going to start doing. We need a sponsor. We need another sponsor, don't we?
Yeah. Like a Betty Ford clinic or something like that.
While we're still on this beer, I'd like to get some comments about this specific beer. Excuse me. Good combination. So we've got Louis Beer Reviews and Real Ales Craft Beer. I think you've cusping on some copyright infringement there, my friend.
Cool.
I think Simon's copyrighted real ale and craft beer in the same kind of sentence.
Oh well.
Anyway.
Well, his is fine.
And then
Because
we've
it's put craft beer.
Well done.
Well, there you go. So that's it. Anyway, but thanks for tuning in. And we're not taking the piss. We just well, we are, but it's all out of love. Anyway, and also we've got some comments from All Hail the Ale, which has said new beer tuber. Check him out. Got to support our fellow UK beer tubers. And he does great stuff actually, and he gets all the good shit like we do. So there you go. Anyway, he says, love Swimming Giants, my beer of the year, without a shadow of a doubt. So much wonderful stuff in that can. Fun fact of the day, it is inspired by the name of a Gojira song, Flying Whales. There you go. Fun fact. You weren't expecting that. And Craig's not the one who delivered it. Hey? He's essentially our Susie Dent. I'm gonna. Anyway, he says has an incredible mouthfeel. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that oddly for a moment then that reminds me of a friend put something on Twitter recently, and I think she put she always laughs when she reads the term mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one.
It's a bit odd, isn't it? Just in that moment, I just felt like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's how it feels in your mouth.
Didn't Rebel do in and around the mouth?
In and around the mouth.
Yeah,
who's that? Sorry.
Tiny Rebel, in and around the mouth. They actually got
in
a beer
and around
called,
the mouth.
Yeah, they've got a beer called that.
That's a bit unpleasant.
I think I've said that in a few of my beer reviews.
And then maybe that's where they got it from.
Maybe.
That, without us knowing, that is the term that you're most well known for, Joe.
Oh, not that clear for years.
Copyrighted.
Yeah.
Don't copyright with that. And Thomas McCarthy says, "Is this widely available? Is it available in Ireland?" Don't know.
Sure.
I think Birmingham does get around, but
does,
I think you can probably. I think Honest Brew shipped to Ireland, so I think that'd be my place to go. And why not at this very moment? Say big thanks to Honest Brew. Go on honestbrew.co.uk. Use the promotional code GOODBEERLIVE. That's all one word. GOODBEERLIVE. And all first time orders of £35 or more, you'll get free postage and £10 off. So I think it's a great deal. You mean you got 35 quid's worth of beer, you're getting £10 worth of free beer effectively. And I mean, and if you're clever, you might be able to use that more than once. I'm just saying that I'm not ripping off our sponsors, but just be clever.
There's a few ways of doing it.
There's a couple of ways to do it. Just be clever, and you get a couple of tenors worth of free beer. I'm just saying. And then we've got some royalty kind of stepping into the foray at the moment. We've got Blue Nose Beer Reviews watching this in the bath. Well, Harry, welcome home. It's you finished early tonight, mate. I don't think Harry probably still feeling his poor decisions last night, drinking a 750 of Imperial Stout on his own at about 2:30 in the morning. So good effort, mate. But and then Harry says, "Have I missed everything? Probably. Any McLagers tonight? Not tonight. Maybe another time, mate." Well, then, as the royalty, as I mentioned, we've got Mr. Lee Russell, the former Hagley's Beer Reviews, the icon, the original, the OG. Beer tuber. He loves being a beer tuber, does Lee. He doesn't hate everything about it. That's why we love him. He says, "Why not steal from Simon for once? Fair play." Ooh. No, he's all right. Watch his food videos; they're really funny. I like it when he eats really hot curry and he goes slightly mental. It's very funny. Then Louis Beer Reviews says, "Message retracted." Oh. Did he just call us a bunch of cunts? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
but you're right, you bunch of cunts. I've been watching this all. I'm going to check if we've lost a viewer.
Yeah,
yeah, we've lost a couple of viewers. Maybe I'm sorry, we weren't. I thought we were just being.
Oh, it's because of my grammar Nazi picking up on the craft Craft beer thing.
Probably, you bastard. I'm gonna go subscribe to his channel just to make amends for your terribleness, Jake.
I just picked it up. I just saw it.
No, I'm sure it's not. Louis, if you Louis, I don't know which it is. If you're still there, let us know. Let's reach out to us, please. We don't offend you. And then finally, Thomas McCarthy says, "Will this work in Ireland?" Probably. They just got to share. Go on Honest Brew and have a look on their kind of delivery.
But if you've got any Cantillon,
you want a trade? Yeah, we'll get some over to you. Only Cantillon though, nothing else.
Nothing
That's
else.
The only thing I'm interested in. I was trying to get myself off the hook with all these people. I've got to be in social situations where they're there as well. I don't talk to them. I mean, they don't talk to me. I'm not cool enough. I've not got the right beers to share. I mean, I'm not. But that's how it goes, isn't it? Anyway, so shall we move along to the third beer, which is going to be very much a change of pace.
What a nice looking can. I mean, this is obviously Cloudwater, you can see, and brewery I've not heard of until this came out, funnily enough. Is it Bagby?
Yep.
Bagby, whatever. Bagby. So yeah, I think they're out of New York way. I did
California, Oceanside.
Yeah, close. Then close, same continent, you know.
I just wanted to jump in there. There's quite
a from America, yeah. So
that's all fucking same, aren't they? All they want is Cantillon. I don't.
It's the right country. So there we go. Yeah. This is coming in. What's the ABV? 9% ABV. It's brewed with Simcoe, Chinook, Centennial, Mosaic, Cascade, and Columbus. And then the yeast is WLP001, and hops, Pilgrim, CO2, and alpha extract. And then there's a host of malts. Marisol of wheat, dextrose. Was that Heritage?
Heritage
Crystal. So it might be like a Heritage Crystal.
Indeed.
And obviously, this is WLP001. It is an old school West Coast double IPA. Yeah. Being the kind of thing.
Canned on the 24th of August of 2018. So, yeah.
September. 24th of September.
Yeah.
There you go. Mine's going to be shit.
So for anybody who's not aware, Bagby Brewery, Bagby Brewing Company, whatever they are, founded by Jeff Bagby, former brewer at Stone, and the Pete'sport kind of brew pub chains. I think that's his most prominent kind of like positions. Set up his own place. Looks beautiful. I mean, but is old school West Coast, as you like. If people haven't listened to it, go over to Cloudwater's website and listen to their first podcast, which is there's a new interview with Jeff Bagby talking about this. They started following me out of the blue on Twitter the other day. I felt a bit like, oh, look at it.
I love when that happens.
It's like Jeff Bagby following me. Oh.
That's cool.
Because he is a real kind of icon in kind of West Coast brewing. And it was really interesting listening to them talk about it, because apparently when Cloudwater first approached him, like Jeff was a bit like, I've had your beer. I know what you make. I'm not sure this is going to pan out, because he's like, that shit what you do, that's not what I do. He does like a lot of stuff in his brew pub. He's quite British. He does a lot of brown ales and stuff like that. Quite traditional British. But then and as old school West Coast as you're going to get. But anyway, shall we have a look at this one?
Let's go for it.
Indeed. So yeah.
Well, that is clear for years.
Clear.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Genius.
Yeah. Lovely looking beer.
Yeah, kind of radiant, kind of golden beer.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this one, to be honest.
Makes you want to stand to attention.
Yeah.
in every way.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily the screen cuts off my waist because
thankfully it's us two. Thankfully, it's not Peter on this broadcast. As we know, Peter the Clueless Drinker likes to film a lot of his reviews in his underpants.
Yeah. He puts on a shirt for posterity.
Oh yeah, I love that. I mean, he's like a caricature of a newsreader. Like like newsreaders, like, oh, they don't wear any trousers. Peter actually doesn't. And one day, it's hilarious. Sorry, I'm just going off. Sometimes he's like, I don't know if you can like see a reflection of my ass because I'm just wearing pants. I've never had that issue because I'm getting reflective surfaces, and I always choose to drink alcohol whilst wearing trousers. Call me funny, but
I would go that far. I sometimes that you just like to take the trousers off, have a beer.
He's the
hand down the waistband.
Cock and balls out.
He's the Patrick Moore of beer tube. So
I was thinking more Roger Moore.
Roger Moore. Wow. Yeah.
Come on, Craig. Fucking
Roger Moore.
I was teeing that one up for you.
I'm actually a bit disappointed because we haven't had a zinger from Craig yet.
Oh,
jump on it, Craig.
The night is young.
You better do some puns soon. Otherwise, we don't broadcast until you've done some puns.
I'm out of practice, so
Anyway, should we sniff this fucking beer?
Yeah, we should. Ooh, lovely, lovely.
It's like kind of like slight marmalade-y kind of.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like jammy sort of like toffee malt.
I get a lot of kind of sharp citrus. Kind of like more kind of like slightly dried out lemon peel.
Biscuity bready malt.
It's not jumping out you. I mean, and definitely get that kind of like malty character as well.
Yeah, definitely got more. Well, obviously it's new. A little bit. It's a little bit of. It's not. It's just subtle. It's not.
Bit of Jacob's cream cracker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a pungent beer, is it? It's not like for a 9% beer. It's not screaming out of the glass.
No.
Subtle. It's maybe like 6 weeks old or something like this, but but that's no bad thing.
Yeah, I think this is probably the freshest of the bunch that we've had tonight. Funnily enough, the West Coast style was the freshest.
Kind of grapefruit, and then there's a dryness of kind of citrus peel for me.
I've got a hint of like almost like brown sugar. I'm definitely getting like a sweet malt character. It smells great.
It does smell good.
Yes, it does.
Let's go.
Oh, yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
wow!
What a contrast.
There's no way that's 9%.
Oh, that's good.
That's what beer used to taste like.
Yeah.
It's that building bitterness.
It
builds and builds.
That's the thing with Cloudwater. They never know what the IBUs are of their stuff.
Yeah, it builds. I mean, it's definitely got a kind of marmalade thing going on for me.
Yeah, marmalade. It's carrying through from the aroma. Nice. This is what got me into IPA, of course, like most people. And I always crave trying to find these sort of things. It's good to see Bruce doing them more these days.
Yeah, I said I am actually getting like a warming feeling now. I said I didn't think it was like a big beer, and now it's starting to like warm the chest.
That's just your hair. It's okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't think it tastes 9%. Not if you think of beers like Hardcore IPA, which was you can tell that was a big fucking beer.
There's not an alcoholic character to it, is there? There's not like a. Yeah. It masks the ABV. Yeah,
there's a kind of like you can tell there's bitter hops in this.
Yeah,
I mean, as funny as that seems in comparison to the other two, and oddly, it seems like a nice progression. I mean, it doesn't feel like a massive step from the last one, but I mean, it does seem very much individual on it.
Yeah.
It is definitely very different, but it does seem like a natural progression in a lot of ways. It doesn't feel like, to me, as much as like Stone Rumination and stuff. It doesn't kind of make me think of it's not kind of like pine sap. It's not
rasping,
kind of like, it's
sticky.
not like that.
Yeah,
but it's definitely got that kind of dry grapefruit, dry citrus peel, all that kind of thing.
It's quite reserved in a way. It's again, it's probably, we don't think it's a sort of 9% beer because it is actually quite well balanced. There's not anything like taken over each other. Really, it's
not overly bitter though. It's not. Yeah, it's like beers you mentioned just before. It's not nothing like that. It's kind of hints at it, but it's not sort of going that way and that kind of thing.
It's quite a simple beer, isn't it? It's like grapefruit, like biscuity toffee malt.
It reminds me in some ways of Sierra Nevada Torpedo. It's got that kind of thing going on with it, being over the top.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a drink of the first one, and then a drink of this one, and see how dramatically different they are, and let's how my brain copes with it.
Let's do this little experiment.
Yeah, here's the first one. Look at that, looks like chicken soup.
That's ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, the mouthfeel again is bang.
It's a real different drinking experience. I mean, it's length to this one. There's a real length to the flavour. It keeps going and going, as Jake said at the start. A kind of lasting kind of bitterness.
Yeah,
and doing that really kind of accentuated it, because I think the first one has got a soft, sweet, pillowy, kind of like really approachable thing, and in comparison, this is quite assertive in a lot of ways.
It's definitely got a bit of a brute IPA-ish about it, that second beer, for sure.
I bet when they tasted this after brewing it, they were like, "Yeah, we nailed that," because it is a West Coast double IPA, isn't it? It's got that sort of, it just ticks all the little like sort of cliche boxes in a way. The sort of stuff that like you say the same shit in all your reviews. It's like that actually tastes like those things.
It's just one of them things really kind of, if you're reviewing a beer like this, to say very often these days. You just remind yourself what you used to dig, and I still do. I actually, to the point where I look out for these a little bit more these days than before, because of the hazy craze.
Haze craze, yeah.
Gone around the world. Everyone's trying to do that. It's really impressive though when you do try, and as I was saying earlier, once you keep drinking, you kind of get used to a certain style, and you go back and you think, yes, I still love West Coast IPA. Yeah, it's good.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and I think this has been I think the experience of them brewing this beer has had quite an effect on them. I mean, I think Cloudwater are kind of diversifying a little bit in their IPAs, which is great. I mean, I think it's great for them. I mean, I've had a real kind of renewed interest in Cloudwater's IPA as of late. I mean, I had one the other night, which is absolutely cracking, and I think they're really turning the corner at the moment.
Well, when you think about when you first.
I would love to try this. I'd love to try this on cask.
Well,
that would be amazing.
Cask has been reborn.
Yeah, they've reinvented it. They've brought it back.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'd love to try this on cask from Cloudwater. That would be.
See, you're saying that. I mean, I was at this local a new brewery near me, which is called Salt Beer Factory, which is about a 10-minute walk from my house. And their IPA is 6.6. I don't know what hops are in it or what, but I mean, I had it on keg and I've had it on cask. And oddly, the cask is banging. I mean, the cask works so much better. So it's one of those weird situations. And also, I'll have to share the link at some point. And John Keeling, in his retirement, he is trying to kind of regenerate cask in people's minds and kind of like represent it as this kind of premium product. There's a Roger Protz has written. I think you can find the link on Roger Protz's blog. So please do go on Roger Protz's website and you'll find a link to John's piece about it. And it's really interesting about how he's trying to kind of rejuvenate cask ale and kind of like because cask ale is a wonderful thing, but it's got to be kept well. And I'd love to try beers like this on cask.
Be amazing.
It's such a fucking crapshoot. Is cask ale? It's such a
that window of quality, isn't it? Yeah, the window of quality is so much shorter, and
it's so short.
You have to
it's a live product, isn't it? So it's changeable to heat and cold and all the shit that you have in your pipes.
Yeah. Well,
big problem with it is, So in kind of a lot of ways, we could. And then I think this is one thing that John's trying to do is kind of like this should be seen as something special, and but it's cheap, and the price has been driven down, and this is to its detriment in a lot of ways.
And that's Camera's fault, in my opinion. That Camera trying to push for that £3.30 pint all the time. It's like that only works if the beer that was made. If the margins work out like that, you can't sell a 9% beer for £3.30 a pint. Oh, obviously you wouldn't sell it in a pint, but it's madness, isn't it?
I mean, you're not going to see any of if there are any of these beers on. Certainly, the Cloudwater beer if it's on.
Yeah, I mean, how good was that day of beer that we had in London?
That was amazing. Yeah, that was amazing.
And that was hazy. It was
it'd be great to try. But you're not going to see that in your local Wetherspoon, fucking £2.50 a pint. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to be on the Red Lion in Rochdale.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't silly money in where were we? The Cock Tavern.
Cock Tavern.
Yeah.
It wasn't silly money, was it? Yeah.
No, terrible. The Blue Oyster. No. Sorry. It's got cock in the name. There's a pub in Otley which is called the Old Cock.
Yeah.
The Old Cock. Funny, isn't it? The word cock is funny.
The word cock is pretty funny.
Fucking hell. Don't send me any abuse on Twitter. I've had enough today. All right. Just sit back. Enjoy the word cock and drink your candy, and that's all I say.
Yeah,
and they're dog friendly as well.
But no, that is a wonderful, wonderful beer. Let me just quickly jump back to the comments. We do have some. Anyway, we've got some more entertaining bits and bats. Okay. So we where are we? So we've got Blue Nose Beer Review says carved beer. I don't know what that means. I have Cuntilon. This is another thing that Harry says. So thank you very much to Harry. Thomas McArthur says, what code? The discount code GOODBEERLIVE. Spend £35, get £10 off. I thought that's what you're meaning, Tom.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got Lee Russell saying, have a great night, guys. Thank you very much, Mr. Russell.
Cheers, Lee.
The pride of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Pat from my favourite Canadian besides Chris Peters.
We'll get him on one day. We'll get him on.
Yeah, he's on the next show. I don't know if you didn't realise we invited him. Anyway, that's an insular joke.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube. Search Chris Peters, EEPEETERS. You're gonna be in for.
I won't say the name of what his channel was called.
No. Anyway, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Anyway, and then Harry who knows? Harry says, not other half, not interested.
Yeah, well.
It's all about the juice. One day Cloudwater, and then he goes on to say, one day Cloudwater will use something different, bittering hop to Pilgrim Alpha Acid CO2 extract.
No, they won't. They never will.
Then we have Louis beer hoppy beers. Louis beer reviews hoppy beers. He's changed his channel again.
Oh, he has.
He's trying to slip us up. He's retracted another comment Well, I saw it early. It was Brewdog Airlines. We'll get onto that in a minute. I
can still see that one. Yeah, I'm watching go on Google News.
Don't retract. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Hi,
BVs. Says, I'm watching on Google News. On Google News about Brewdog Airlines. Oh, right. Okay, cool. And Thomas McCarthy retracted a message as well. Probably called us a bunch of cunts. All right. Sorry, that comment, that word isn't sponsored by Honest Brew.
He said, "Give us the fucking code."
And then Rory, like, all right, Rory, you haven't tuned in on here for a long time, have you? Bloody hell. Just had Undercurrent on cast tonight. It was lovely. Wow. Yeah, well, there you go. Absolutely, it's time and place. Yeah. I think it's a nice little start point, and we'll get onto that in a second. And then we've got Crafty Bell. It says, "Evening all. All right, how you doing? Is that another channel we've got to check out? We'll look at that after this. Actually,
could be like arts and crafts.
Excited to try a lot for you. Always excited to try a new beer tuber. Anyway, yes. So, what was I going to say? Undercurrent on cask. Yeah. No idea what I was.
Cars coming back.
Yeah, hockey beer.
Siren Craft Brew. I mean, they've got beer of the year.
Yeah, they got cast credentials. I had Broken Dream on cast the other day, last week.
Yeah. I had that one in London. Was it early September? I ended up getting a pint of it. A pint.
You did, yes, in London.
It worked out really cheap though for a pint for that.
And for London.
For London, yeah.
London, so it's like, they just won their kind of a camera beer of the year thing. So, which was really kind of, I think, a step in the right direction for camera. I would say.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with that.
Which is quite refreshing. So yeah, for the future, potentially.
When it felt like it was a step in the right direction, but at the same time, you were like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Tiny Rebel is one of those breweries that I'm just like a bit sort of like some of their beers are okay, but
I think they're really good. I just don't try them very often. That's all.
I'm not sure about their attitude and stuff. I mean,
yeah, it is very Brewdog-esque, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's
I think
along those same lines.
Yeah, I think Simon was talking about it quite a lot, kind of like 3-hour live kind of stint. That what's the next big British brewery to be bought out?
Sold out, yeah.
And a lot of people were saying Tiny Rebel. Not that it matters, but gearing up for it, the way it's sort of going and stuff. Whatever, it doesn't bother me, all that sort of thing. So it just depends what you produce at the end of the day. It's more important than anything else. So I still love beer towns. Always will, probably, unless they're beer shit.
Well, there's no sign of it so far. Heineken have owned them for a good couple of months now.
I just like that, and their artwork's amazing on their cans, so as well as the beer. So.
And Logan's really nice.
Yeah.
Got no issue with them. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of like, I think maybe there's a bit of, if you feel like you are setting up to make a fuckload of money, there's a little bit. It's I think Bill Hicks put it as it's like a turd in my drink. It's ashes in your mouth, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of like, if your intention is just to fucking make money and pull the wool over people's eyes, and I mean, you can pretend to be something you're not and just do it to make money, and masquerade as something else. I'm not talking about Brewdog. That's one thing, but then somebody like Beavertown, which I don't mean, and that it goes back to his much maligned, much criticised kind of keynote speech from the previous year's Beavertown Extravaganza. Where Logan speaks out quite passionately against kind of big beer. I think that highlights the fact that they weren't intending to do that, and they didn't start with that intention. And
they never started with that intention.
Yeah, it just happened. I mean, they get to a certain place as a business, they become very successful, and you kind of plateau in a lot of ways, I think, and other people then start catching you up and overtaking you, and then potentially you become you're disappearing up into obscurity, and it's happened to a bunch of breweries. I mean, ones that come to mind, like the Wayne Brewery in Wales. I mean, Sue's still making beer, but kind of closed down the brewery. And recently, Mad Hatter in Liverpool kind of like closing their doors. Both breweries who there was buzz of some description around at one point, and maybe got left in the dust. Really, I mean. And you've got to kind of evolve, and you've got to progress, or potentially you get forgotten about.
Yeah,
I mean that's probably the thing about Mad Hatter.
It's one of those things. I think breweries in the UK have a big problem if they don't localize quickly.
Yeah, sure.
If like, I think it's one of those things, you capture your like immediate market, like in your area, and I think you're almost like solid then for a little while, and then you can like expand national and everything like that. Like I fear for the breweries that don't do that. And
yeah, I mean, I'd say a brewery locally to me that's actually kind of started out very kind of slowly, and he was Time and Tide. They done that for 2 or 3 years, and then they started to can, still looking, then they started to branch out a little bit more distribution. Now they're doing like they went to Indie Man. It's like, wow, a brewery that's like a mile away from me is Indie Man. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah. Well, it's like when I lived in Kent, you could get Time and Tide like anywhere, because like they captured like the local like a market. That's your bread and butter, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, if you're any people buy in, and just went up from there.
Whereas whereas obviously, because like Mad Hatter had, like, could they capture the whole of Liverpool? it's probably a bit harder than it is than in Kent, isn't it? Like,
I just think they done too many beers. They done so many beers, like orange and stuff. It's like, which is a shame, because there's the cucumber sour or something.
The tzatziki sour.
Yeah,
that's like famous one.
That was a really good beer. I had that earlier in the year. I was like, wow, that's really good. I don't know.
I mean, because
I don't know.
For me, you've got anybody who's going to have any longevity. I mean, you can ride the crest of a wave like Cloudwater do, and hope for the best, but you can get sucked under, and it can all just go to absolute shit.
Yeah.
If things change, and you don't follow the trend, and you can't remain competitive, then you will struggle to, if you remain quite an organic brewery in a conceptual sense. But breweries that will always have longevity have a successful, well loved core range. I mean, in the modern age, I mean, the one that always stands out to me is Magic Rock. I think people love Magic Rock's core range.
Brilliant.
Normal people, we're not normal people.
Definitely.
Love Magic Rock regardless. I mean, people will go in there. You'll find, if you spend a bit of time in there, you'll be surprised the amount of people buying Salty Kiss and who they are. You'll be like, oh, really? Oh, okay.
It's
like
good.
Older women and stuff like that. And you'd have never thought that would be the thing. And there's people going in buying pints of Inhaler and maybe sometimes pints of Cannonball. But I mean, people don't seem intimidated by it.
That's good though. It's just opening up to more people. Open up to more people. That's fantastic.
So I went on holiday last week with my family, and my dad and my brother-in-law gave me some money to get some beer. They said pick some beers. So I got 6 Magic Rock beers, so one each sort of thing.
Yeah.
I got mostly core range. I got one of their sour, the guavarita rice, whatever it's called, the margarita one.
Right.
But the rest was like core, because they gave me like 15 quid each. I was like, well, I can get 6 Magic Rock beers for 15 quid easily.
Yeah.
So I did that, and it was great just having those beers to share.
Yeah, that's good.
I couldn't think of another brewery who I could particularly do that with. Maybe Beavertown, but like my dad's a huge Beavertown fan, so he's had everything. And
I said few different styles. You just kind of like try that and try this.
Yeah, well, I got just like a range of like I got Salty Kiss, I got Cannibal, I got High Wire Grapefruit, I got Inhaler, and just
yeah. I mean, Common Grounds is my favourite probably.
But they haven't brewed it in ages, have they?
No, it annoys me.
It's such a good beer.
Have they not
No,
brewed?
they
I've not seen a new can design. I've not seen a new can design.
Everything's got a new can design. I mean,
has
that's
it?
one of the few that I've not seen yet.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
seen.
yeah.
I've not had one, but I have seen New Cannonball.
Yeah,
I'm knocking around. But
I had a new Cannonball can.
Oh, right, not had
I
one.
got it from Honest Brew.
Cool.
Use the discount code GOODBEERLIVE. Get free postage and £10 off all orders over £35.
Yeah. Oh, when I said I ordered the beer, my brother-in-law actually ordered the beer.
Hey, I was gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the love.
Cool. No, I mean, I know Beavertown's changed their so
the artwork.
Yeah,
It actually looks good. It does look good.
I think that came out today. I think does look good. It's all here. In the last few years, always buy a few cans of that. It's just
that's a good beer. But like we were saying about core range, like I mean, Cloudwater are edging towards a core range. They have, what do they call it?
Yeah.
I can't remember how they termed it, but it's like the beers they brew all the time.
Yeah, autumn this. And, well, going back to what their bottles used to say and stuff, like obviously just recent little bits and bobs. Some of my kind of retro bottles of Cloudwater, they kind of had a original range. But yeah, and then as soon as they went to can, it's like. But yeah, we'll see forward how they go. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Whatever.
Because I think I even remember seeing a blog post or an interview or something where Paul from Cloudwater said like they weren't even that interested in capturing like the Manchester market.
Right.
It was like they wanted to sell their beer everywhere and people giving them shit about it. Like quite early on.
Wow.
I find that surprising.
Well, I remember reading that about him like quite early on. It's like people were giving him hassle about not like focusing on Manchester, and he was like, "Well, we want to sell our beer like everywhere."
I mean,
well, fair enough. I mean, if you want to be big, you can't just. Yeah. I mean, there's only so much you can sell locally, I guess.
I mean, they're in the. It should. I don't know if it's open yet. Or they've got a place in Guernsey, or going to be open soon.
Yep.
So, I mean, do you think Cloudwater will actually get a bar in, say, Leeds?
Nah, too close. Manchester and Leeds don't mix usually.
but they're not on it. So, doesn't it work the other way around?
Like swapsies.
When we were going to Brew by Numbers, we walked past where Cloudwater was going to be. It's really close to Brew by Numbers, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not been to Birmingham for a while, so I'm going to do a trip. But hopefully, I'm going. Well, almost certainly going to. They call it February.
Okay.
So yeah, that's not far away, so that'd be good.
I did. So on that note, we may appear in some other form if we want to go live with a non-GOODBEERLIVE kind of hangout later on. But then again, we might just keep it private and then we'll slag you all off.
Yeah. Get really dirty.
That's my style. So I'm just going to check a couple of comments before we go. It's just. I think it's probably a good one good final comment. It's Thomas McCarthy. He's been commenting from the start. I mean, it's a guy I've known for a number of years. And he's a lovely chap. But he says, thanks all. And he also says, what, we not normal people?
No, we not. No, we not.
So thanks again. But yeah. So big thanks for tuning in. Everybody, as always, big thanks to Honest Brew for sending us these wonderful beers. And they are absolute corkers. I love them all. And actually, on that point,
fantastic.
It's going to be a hard one. And I do kind of prompt you, what's your favourite of the night?
First one.
Yeah, first one.
Easy for me.
people like you make me fucking sick. You wanting just your juicy beers, trading your counter.
Do you know what? I'm surprised as anyone, to be honest with you. It was just damn good. It was just a damn good example of it.
The boy George beer.
Yeah.
I didn't realise. I just thought it was just a like a nice idea. Do you want to touch me? Yeah, probably. Chances are, yes. But I mean, the one that I probably drunk most of is that, and that I drank that. At the brewery a couple of days after release.
Yeah,
and I thought it was okay, but tonight I've really enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed the Bagby. I'm not saying it's the best one. I'm going to say I've really enjoyed it. I'm not going to say which the best one is because it's like picking the favourite child. I've already got one. Yeah. And I really, it's between. It's funny. I mean, Do You Want to Touch Me is absolutely banging, and that's just confirmed everything I knew about that beer. It was great. Swimming Giants is different to what I remember it, but it's wonderful in its own way. Yeah. And then that is better than I remember. So they're all left in this weird situation.
They're all world class in their own. Yeah. But just obviously the two hazy beers.
Craig, we never did the Untapped for this beer. Shall we quickly do that? I mean, just for the sake of being thorough, and I do like to be thorough. The police can attest to that.
I thought I had the beers for next show as well here, but I must have moved them.
This is a system on my part.
I'll go grab them.
Is he gone?
Yeah, he's going to go grab the other beers while we talk about Untapped.
Right.
Just fuck up his channel. Let's fuck up his channel.
Yeah. Copyright strike. Let's play some music.
Do you really want to love me?
Yeah. You won't be on that bad. Trying to work out. Oh, yeah, I've got to do that. That's right. Where all the viewers go.
So we're talking. Are we guessing 4.2? Is it 4.2?
Yeah, it's quite a bit lower.
Oh, is it? Well, yeah. I can see it being divisive in this day and age. In the day and age we live in, I can see it being divisive.
It's got like 1,400 ratings coming in at 3.8.
3.8. 3.8 is pretty. That's a 4, isn't it? That's a 4.
Yeah. Give or take. It doesn't matter, does it? But that, I mean, probably someone bought it thinking it's very hazy, and then it's like it's not supposed to be, dickhead. The West Coast. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Why is this beer hazy and juicy? Because that's not how they all have to be.
It's not supposed to be. It's just whole IPA. This probably does people this, I'd say.
So what's its average?
3.8.
3.88.
3.88.
Yeah, 1,400 rating just over.
Not that competitive, but I mean, just to bear this in mind. So, dead better for the beer that I brewed with Brewdog. If I might have mentioned it before, just in case I've not mentioned it before. I've got a 3.82, so it's a little bit better than Dead Metaphor, but not much.
Is that your barometer for everything?
That's the barometer. I mean, if it's a better rating than that, it's a pretty fucking good beer. If you ask me, I mean, it's stingy. I think 3.88 for this. I think it's damn good. But I think you're right. I think it's just in this day and age. I think too much dickheadery.
There we go. This beer.
Yeah, let's not calling people dickheads more often. I like it. Yeah, I think it's mainly Craig's use of dickhead tonight.
Dickhead.
Yeah, if you cross me on on Twitter in the next couple of days, just gonna call you dickhead.
It sounds good in a northern accent as well. Fucking dickhead. Dickhead.
It is what it is.
And I like Craig's exasperation when he says it. When Craig says it, it's dickhead. There's
just some people. It's just unfortunately
some people are dickheads.
Yeah.
Ball with a dick on the head.
Well, that's just that. That's just them.
But that's just them. And on that bombshell, let's put this to bed. But big thanks to everybody who's tuned in. Big thanks to everybody who's commented. That's really great. Obviously, use the discount code because it's for your benefit. If we're being honest, we don't benefit in any way from the situation.
Exactly.
Oh yes, so the beers for the next one, when it will appear online, who knows?
Next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, Jake, you made this selection. Do you want to introduce it before I kind of I go through each beer?
So next show we're getting out the Rennies because it's sour. It's a whole show dedicated to sour beer, and they're all sort of different styles of sour. So you got kettle sour, you got wild fermented beers. So, and to be honest, I can't remember exactly what we picked.
Terrible. So the beers for next time are Evil Twin Brewing's E for Elderberry, which is a ghost style ale brewed with salt and elderberries. That's a big.
All the E's in that one.
What?
All the E's in that one.
He's late, but he's brought
those. I know it was a bit of a ropey one, but we'll give it to him.
It's okay.
He can't nail them all. It's all right. Don't knock his confidence, Jake. Maybe lifting each other, not knocking. Jesus Christ.
Dicks.
The next one is
Dickhead.
Go on, how do you pronounce that then?
Guavarita Vice.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
I've had that.
It's got guava, lychee, lime, and Thai basil Berliner Weiss.
Wow, interesting.
From the wonderful people at Magic Rocking over in Huddersfield, glorious Yorkshire. And then, I mean, the one that I'm probably the most excited about, because I don't drink enough Burning Sky. It's Burning Sky's Mr. Suit, which is a collaboration with Yeasty Boys. As it turns out, Stuart from Yeasty Boys was at the launch of the brewery out, was it last night? It was nuts. 10 minutes walk from here. Fucking Stuart McKinley from Yeasty Boys down the road. Yeah, it was nuts. I walked down the stairs. What the fuck's he doing here? Anyway, and that is, what kind of beer is this then? It's around here. Mr. Soup is for anyone who's tired of being told what to do. Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck the man.
This beer was fermented with a crazy mixed yeast culture before adding masses of delicious red currant puree. The result is something to remove that bitter taste. A lovely, funky, fruity thirst quencher. And that's quite the fitting beer. It's going to take that bitter taste out of your mouth after I've got a very bitter taste in my mouth for multiple reasons.
Well,
primarily because of the lovely IPAs we've been drinking this evening.
Yeah, so, well suited for that beer. Sure.
Ha. Terrible.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'll be better next time. Anyway, big thanks to Craig.
Thank you. Cheers.
And big thanks to Jake once again.
Oh.
Big thanks to everybody who's tuned in. Thank you very much. Just thanks for sticking with us. I mean, we've had a really consistent kind of bunch of people watching us tonight.
Cool.
I think it's been a good one. And next time,
nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
So until next time,
thanks for
check
watching.
yourself before you wreck yourself.
Cheers.